This is Jarrod Horak for the runawayhorse.com, and I'm back for my latest Kentucky Derby 2022 points race in my video series. This will be the 14th race in the series. So through the first 13 races, my top choices have 3 wins and 5 second place finishes. The last points race was the Sham Stakes at Santa Anita Park on January 1st, and my top choice, Newgrange, wired the field that day. So now we didn't have any points races last week, and then we're back in action with the Lecomte Stakes, which I'll be doing in this video, and then next week the Southwest Stakes, along with a Kentucky Oaks points race, the Martha Washington from Oaklawn Park. So I'll be covering those races next week, but I'm going to be doing the Lecomte in this video. And quickly, if you're interested in my full card analysis, head on over to the runawayhorse.com. You will find my Santa Anita full cards on my sales page. And I recently updated my Kentucky Derby 2022 blog on my Derby page at therunawayhorse.com. Points race recaps, updated point standings, and my exceptional 11 Derby contenders. And you can find all that on my sales page. Let's get into the analysis of this video. And I'm going to be doing the 14th race from Fairgrounds on Saturday, January 22nd. This is the Grade 3 $200,000 Lecomte Stakes for 3-year-olds, a mile and a 16th on the main track. Scheduled post time 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Number 1, Surfer Dude. He's going to be a pace factor in this race from the inside post for trainer Dallas Stewart, and he's been a pace factor in his last 4 starts. He ended up breaking his maiden when they cut him back in distance to 7 furlongs, where he battled on the pace and won by a neck. He's running some longer races. At Keeneland, a mile and a 16th last fall. He ended up finishing 3rd, beating 4 lengths, battling on the pace. A 1 mile, 1 turn race at Churchill Downs on a good track in November, where he dueled on the lead. He finished a well-beaten 3rd. And then last time out in the Gunrunner Stakes against Epicenter, he'll be facing again in here. He dueled on the lead and he finished a well-beaten 3rd, just did hold on to 3rd. So from that inside post, look for him to attend the pace. I'm just not sure he's going to be able to keep going because Epicenter has beaten him pretty easily a couple times when they hooked up on or near the lead. And I think with that rival breaking to his outside, he could be in deep again from that inside post, pushing and working hard early. A unified report for trainer Dallas Stewart. 3 for 3 lifetime, stretching out in distance. 6.5 furlong debut, stalked and scored. 7 furlongs at Delta Downs against Louisiana bred company in a stakes race in that second time out race in October. Again, stalked from 3rd, won nicely, and then last time out rallied from 6th place in a Fairgrounds Louisiana bred stakes sprint at 6 furlongs. Rallied from 6th to win by a half length. So this one does have some ability, back-to-back wins as the heavy favorite. They're not going to be favored in this spot, and he's going to get tested against open company and over a route of ground. Number 3 is Pappacap, probably your solid favorite in here. 5 career starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, probably the class of the field. Won the Grade 2 Best Pal Stakes at Del Mar last summer at 6 furlongs. Easy win there, stalking the pace. And then didn't run well in the Del Mar Futurity, stretch out in distance, the Grade 1 American Pharaoh and the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile in his last couple. Stalked the pace in those 2 races. Corniche for trainer Bob Baffert won both, wiring the field. Pappacap ran on well and held second to finish a solid second in both of those races. So he's one that's now making his first start since the Breeders' Cup. He should be saving ground, stalking the pace under Joe Bravo, his regular rider. The number 4, Trafalgar for trainer Al Stahl Jr. This one they paid $310,000 for. He finished a well-beaten 2nd in his debut at 7 furlongs at Saratoga, and then stretching out in distance each time. He's run well in back-to-back starts. A 1-turn mile at Churchill second time out. He rallied from 10 lanes back to break his maiden by a couple lengths in a 12-horse field. Got a lot of pace help there. Last time out, slow pace, mile and a 16th at Fairgrounds against Optional Cleaning Company. He was up chasing from 2nd, never further than a half length back. He opened up in the stretch and then he held on to win by a head. So he's one that I think he would be more comfortable rallying from a bit further off the pace. And I think that's what he's going to probably do in here. Number 5, Epicenter for trainer Steve Asmussen. This one back-to-back victories after finishing 6th, beating more than 7 lengths in his career debut at 7 furlongs at Churchill. Then a 1-turn mile, second time out on a good track. He battled on the pace. He easily disposed of Surfer Dude, and he won by more than 3 lengths. Last time out in the Gun Runner Stakes, same situation from the inside post. He got into a battle with Surfer Dude, put that one away, and he won by more than 6 lengths. So now, third start after the layoff, he's the now horse. He's got the recency edge on Pappacap, and he might get the first run in here because I would expect that Surfer Dude from the inside battles on the pace. Epicenter presses him outside, gets the first run, tries to hold off Pappacap. Cyberknife is next for trainer Brad Cox. This one is a son of Gun Runner. They paid $400,000. They're adding the blinkers. They did have the blinkers in the debut, and he finished first, but then he was placed second through disqualification. Second time out, he finished second at 6.5 furlongs. So he went from 6 to 6.5 at Churchill. And again, he was second, beaten a half length. And then last time out, they stretched him out. At Fairgrounds, in that race, was on December 26th. He stalked from third. He took a clear lead, and then he held on to win by a half length. So he's one that he hasn't shown that professionalism yet. Maybe they're trying to put blinkers on to get him to stay focused in here. He's one that he has some upside. He's got some ability. He just hasn't put it all together mentally yet. And if he can do that, he's a contender in here. The 7, Blue Kentucky, stretching out in distance. This one's been sprinting. He did win an allowance sprint at Churchill Downs on November 14th. The Sugar Bowl Stakes last time at Fairgrounds, he ended up finishing an even third there. So now stretching out in distance here, he's one that could end up attending the pace as he gets around 2 turns. Call Me Midnight, he's 1 for 6 lifetime. He was a well-beaten 7th when last seen in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Prior to that at Churchill, a 1-turn mile, he rallied to break his maiden. Look for him to try to get involved late. Keith DeZormo is the trainer. James Graham is the rider, and he was the rider that rode when he broke his maiden at Churchill in November. Presidential for trainer Steve Asmussen is the last one in here. This one's a son of Pioneer of the Nile. They spent a lot for this one, $625,000. Indiana Grand debut at one mile, even 4th. Nice move forward, second time out on a good track at that oval. But that was August 31st of last year when he rallied nicely to win that one. So now first start since then, he may end up, it's possible he needs to start and maybe not enough pace help to set up that late run from that outside post over a track that typically does favor horses that are close to the lead, at least within striking range at this mile and a 16th distance at Fairgrounds. So I think this race shapes up pace-wise. It looks pretty straightforward if it plays out that way, that Surfer Dude from the inside post goes to the lead. A horse like Epicenter is going to be pressing outside, and then inside of those horses, saving ground, Pappacap. So whichever horse ends up getting the best trip, I think, between Pappacap and Epicenter could end up winning. And since I think Epicenter can get the jump on Pappacap, and also he has the recency edge and a nice points race stakes victory over the Fairgrounds Oval at this mile and a 16th distance, I think that he's going to have the every opportunity to get the job done and win this one. So I think Epicenter gets the jump on Pappacap as my top choice. He wins the race. Pappacap is my second choice. And then a couple other horses I think worth considering in here. Trafalgar for trainer Al Stahl. He'll be my third choice. I think he's got a shot. He's just got to relax a bit. The pace scenario is going to be more to his liking here. I think maybe he was a bit uncomfortable with that slow early, fast late race last time. I think he's going to be more comfortable rallying from off the pace, and maybe he can get a piece of this. And then another horse that I would consider is Cyberknife, because he's got a lot of ability, good pedigree, good connections. They paid a lot for him. He just hasn't been able to put it together mentally. Maybe the blinkers will help him focus more. If he can run a little bit faster, he's one that should sit a decent stalking trip. So he will round out my top 4, but Epicenter is my top choice. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content, and that will wrap up this video. And I'll be back next week. Again, I'm going to be doing the Southwest Stakes and the Martha Washington for my Oaks and Derby points race video series. Until then, good luck at the races.